Hi and welcome back. Today we're gonna be talking about Metal Garden, a sci-fi shooter that I really like. It's a fairly short game and I recommend you go and play it yourself before you watch this video because it is only 90 minutes, it's about €5 on Steam. I think it's very well worth picking up and I think it's a really fun game at that. It is one of those that will really stick with you in a kind of different way due to its cool atmosphere, so if nothing else, then go and check out Metal Garden before you come back and watch this video, at least in my opinion, as it is best experienced by yourself, not by me telling you how to experience it, as it is, like I said, really cool. If you want to watch this video first and see what it's all about before you decide to spend your hard-earned money on it, that's completely fair and I get that too. So let's just get right into it. Sci-fi is one of my favorite genres. And within sci-fi, one of my favorite things when media explores is the idea of megastructures. And I think it's an idea that is wholly underrepresented in games and so on. While there is manga and so on that explores the idea of megastructures such as Blam, there isn't a lot of games that really do it in the same way. The one notable example I can come up with is a Motor Slice, where you actively are within a megastructure, you're exploring a megastructure. But it's very rare to see a sci-fi piece of media really set itself within the confine, which is really weird because a megastructure is really cool. It's the idea of a building that could be the size of our entire solar system, maybe even bigger. Something that's so impossibly big to comprehend that we could have the entirety of Earth's population slapped down on that planet and they'd still not be able to find each other if you spread everybody just slightly apart on a map. That is how big they are. We are talking a centimeter on a map on a megastructure might be almost a light year of time. Like, it is massive. That is the idea, right? And it is one of those things that I just never really seen being brought up really in media in general. And maybe it's because they're very hard to make and so on. It would make a lot of sense. However, one game that does feature a megastructure, where the megastructure might even be one of the main characters, is Metal Garden. So what is Metal Garden? Well, Metal Garden is a first-person shooter that feels a lot like the old Halo games. It is pretty good for what it's worth. It's not that long, it's a few hours to play through. I really recommend you just go and play it before you watch this video because I find the game to be so fun and I would love for people to go and support the dev. But regardless, within Metal Garden, you are exploring a megastructure, one where war really inhabits it. You'll be finding a lot of different mercenaries that are moving against each other currently because a hole in the megastructure leading to the outside world has been found, meaning that there might potentially be a way of escape now. And that is just sort of a subplot that you'll learn about very early. That is why the enemies are here, that is why they're fighting. But the real big deal in Metal Garden isn't really the megastructure or the people inhabiting it itself, it's the atmosphere of the game. You see, Metal Garden manages to capture the one thing that I think a lot of media talking about, well, these megastructures really sort of miss, which is the vastness of it. Already within the second level of the game, you can stop up and just look out over the vast ocean that has been engineered artificially there. You can see the vast sky of grayness, and you can find a newspaper reading about how the people have voted for a politician who wants to repair this ceiling lighting. It is really funny, actually. I love this idea of mixing a little bit of human, a little bit of that world into the general game, because otherwise it will become kind of overbearing, I think. But the idea that there is people out there that they do have problems, and I mean, within a megastructure, yeah, if the ceiling lights aren't working and they're flickering, that would be really annoying, considering that you don't have a sun to just shine on you every day. And that is not to shy away from the gameplay of Metal Garden. You see, we've talked a lot about the story so far, and the gameplay isn't far behind either, because the gameplay is actually really good. There aren't a lot of weapons in the game, but the weapons that are here all feel really good. The shotgun has to go up on one of my favorites. The sniper feels really good as well, and the basic hand cannon also feels pretty good. It is a overall really nice arsenal that is really well rounded. You have your shotgun for really close range, your hand cannon for mid to long range, and your sniper rifle for really long range. And you honestly don't really need anything more within Metal Garden. these tools will get you through the entire game just fine. And one thing that I do feel like when it comes to the gameplay is just that there's a little bit too many resources for my taste. I know you can turn resource scarcity on as one of the perks within the sort of modified games or like playthrough you can have where you either made it easier or harder on yourself. And while that's nice and interesting, I really find that the idea of having such an abundance of ammo kind of goes against the atmosphere and the really heavy, draining feel of the game. And I think that's a bit of a shame overall. That, of course, doesn't mean the game is bad. You see, the AI, while not being the most intelligent in the world, is completely fine, and the world is honestly fairly believable. I love the fact that there's a lot to discover as well. Like, it might be small levels, but they have a lot of secrets that you can go around to look for, and there's a rewarding feeling in the exploration of Metal Garden, which is really great because while, yes, you can finish this game within 90 minutes, it is also a game that really will reward you if you don't find all secrets. Go back and find them through early unlocks of different weapons, more resources, and so on. Plus, the game is just really cool, man. Especially this area. I think it's the 4th level where there are windmills and all that. I think it looks so good. It's just so fucking cool. The color palette of the game also reflects this sort of looming atmosphere of the gray and then like slightly gray grass as well. Like everything has that mood color palette to it, and it looks so good. It's really just one of those things where the art style really carries a lot of the atmosphere, I think, and I really, really like that. And one of the things I love about Metal Garden is just the openness of the game. The fact of the matter is you aren't told a lot about the world, which is a lot that's left up for your imagination. However, there are context clues around the place. One of the very first mechs you see, the one you wake up on, has something that looks like clothes hanging on it, for drying purposes presumably. Which means that people use their mechs to sleep in and travel in. Which is such an interesting idea I've not seen being explored anywhere else. I think it's such an interesting just concept to bring into the game, and it really just gets your imagination going with what you know. We know there are more people out there, we know that there are small civilizations or maybe even big ones somewhere, and we know that they're all looking for this one thing, this way out of the ceiling apparently that you will descend to eventually. It is a really incredible experience to go through. And I won't lie, without showing it to you, there is a bit of the ending that has this certain music that starts to play when you get there, and it is a genuinely emotional moment without any words being spoken at any point. It is so good. And yet, one of the things I loved the most about it happens to be its one boss fight against a major mech where you can shoot different parts of the mech off, and then it just won't be able to do that move. As an example, you can shoot its rocket launch off, and you just can't shoot its rockets anymore from that side. You can also shoot from the other side. And if you can get it stunned, you can climb on top of it and shoot another security breach to do even more damage to it. There's like a bunch of small details in there that I love. The fact of the matter is, it's a really interesting game, and one that I highly recommend you go and check out. Now, all of that is to say, I think Metal Garden is very well worth experiencing. It's fun, it's fairly cheap, it's also a game that only takes 90 minutes to get through. It's one of those games that I genuinely think is very well worth experiencing despite its small runtime, and I hope more people will. Because Metal Garden is a game that is on its surface pretty cool, there's some pretty cool ideas, but nothing, and I mean nothing, hits like just playing it yourself. The sound effects, the OST, and everything coming together so beautifully. There's just nothing really quite like it. And I think that is one good reason why you should probably go and give this game a try. Metal Garden is a good game. Even if you don't care about the story, it still has some really good shooting, and it's still very interesting to explore even if you don't read into any lore or anything beyond that. It's a game that you can pick up, play it in one session, and then completely drop it and then just have it left in your consciousness. I think it's very well worth playing. And with all of that being said, I hope you enjoyed watching this video here. Do the YouTube stuff if you want, do the commenting, the liking, the subscribing, and if you didn't like the video, then leave a dislike, and With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed your time here, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful day, night, or evening, depending on where you are. I'll see you all later. Bye.